Hey y'all. So today I want to talk to you about friendship. I kind of touched on it a bit when I was talking about those people in your life who support you, who are there for you, who make you feel like you're not in this thing alone, this thing called life. Um, and yeah, you have your family, you may even have like work friends or whatever. But for me, the friendships that I have made the world of difference to me. When I didn't feel understood necessarily, whether in school or at home or wherever the case may be, um, it was my friends who really held me down. It was my friends, because, honestly, parents be busy. Parents be busy, and a lot of times parents, what Fresh Prince said, parents just don't understand. They think that we're making a mountain out of a molehill, right? And so they didn't necessarily get it. But the friends that I have were also going through similar situations. They were in that moment, right? They were of my generation. So they were able to figure it out. And it's crazy because my best friend is almost a generation younger than me, which is really interesting. And but she gets it. She gets me, and I think maybe she has a little bit of an old soul, just like I have a little bit of a young soul, and so that makes us have a good meeting point, right? And sort of in the middle. But I have so many good friends, and I think it's so important that we all learn how to nurture those relationships. If you don't make any deposits, you can't make no withdrawals, right? Friendship is like a bank. If you don't make any deposits, you can't make any withdrawals. And a lot of people don't seem to understand that. I think a lot of people just take others for granted, like they're supposed to be there or they will just be there, no matter what. No, boo. That's not how it works. You have to be cognizant of the investment that needs to be made in order for you to have a really healthy, a really viable friendship. That relationship takes work. It's just like a marriage takes work, friendships take work. Those of you who want to push your friends to the side because you got the new man and you think he's all that or whatever, I'm not saying he's not all that, but I'm saying that he's not all you need. Let that sink in. He's not all you need. And if you neglect your friends because you have a new man in your life, you throwing them under the bus so you could be with him, you will find yourself by yourself. I've seen it so many times. This is the reality. If it were not for my friends, I could not have done all the things that I have done. And I'm sure that they would say the same thing about me. If it were not for me and others in their lives, they would not have been able to accomplish all of the things that they have. Having friends is important. Making friends is important. I feel like this is a skill that has sort of gone out the window. Now, I say, Gen X kind of sort of knows sort of because they still kind of back on the throw your friends under the bus for your man. And I'm gonna say some of y'all millennials and Gen Z's is not much better because y'all don't value the friendships. But the ability to make friends and keep friends is a skill. Making friends and keeping friends is a real skill. It takes hard work. There's no getting around it. You got to put in the time. You got to do the work. You have to be as good of a listener as you are a talker. You have to be as much of a giver as you are a taker. This is the reality. If you're going to call yourself a friend, you better put in the work. You better know what you're doing. You better appreciate those who are around you who are doing good. And also, on the same wavelength, you need to be able to recognize what a friend is. This is a problem. Everybody think because somebody has accepted your friend request on Facebook or TikTok or IG, that means that they are your friend. No, sorry, Bob, it does not mean that. That is not a friend. That is a person who you know. Like back in the day, we used to say an associate. That's somebody who you know of. I don't even say know of. It takes far more to have a real friendship. And I feel like that's kind of a skill that is kind of going by the wayside. You know, people living in their own worlds, you know, they don't even want to go out. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to meet anybody, talk to anybody. They don't want to share anything or whatever. Yes, sometimes if you share with the wrong person, you will find yourself in a bad situation. This is so true. So true. You know, most people are not trustworthy. I just want to say that. Most people are not trustworthy. And because people are so unskilled with recognizing what a real friend is, they just tell all their business. I mean, folks get on social media and just tell all their business anyway, which I'll never understand that. But they get up there and say all these different things, not really understanding what a real friend is. Okay? A real friend holds you down. A real friend. A real friend doesn't leave you at the club with just because they've seen some guy that they want to hook up with. A real friend doesn't do that. A real friend doesn't tell your business as soon as you turn your back. A real friend tries to understand where you're coming from, even if they don't agree. A real friend tells you about yourself when you get out of line. A real friend does. Not breaks you down, but tries to lift you up by enlightening you to things that you may not know. That's a real friend. You know, we always like a real friend won't let you go outside looking like that, looking crazy. A real friend, a real friend is ready to fight because you are. Not saying that you should be out here fighting, but I'm just saying. They be like, they might ask, can I at least know what we fighting for? They might do that, but they down with you. You know, they ready to roll because you rolling. Okay, but a real friend also is not going to get you in harm's way just for some nonsense. That part. I'm just saying, you might have to say, like, listen, I ain't going for no nonsense. Like, if this is something serious, then yeah, you know, I'm with you. A real friend is going to, you know, hold your feet to the fire. That's what a real friend does. There's something wonderful, magical, like exceptional about having real friends, good friends, friends who have stood the test of time. As I mentioned before, I have friends that I have had for more than 40 years. More than 40 years, okay? I mean, high school friends. And we still in touch. We still look out. We still care about each other. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me also say this. All friends are not supposed to be in your life forever. All friends are not supposed to be in your life forever. Some are there for a short time. Some are there for a good time. And some are there through it all. There's different kinds of friends. And that's something else you got to kind of understand. That's why I'm saying this whole idea of, oh, you my Facebook friend. A Facebook friend, an IG friend, a TikTok friend is not the same thing as a friend. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to put in some FaceTime together. You gotta, you know, go through life together. You got to do some things. And not just like traveling, because you know I'm all about the travel. But you know, I'm a solo traveler. Why is that if I have so many friends? Because my friends don't want to go. For the most part, they don't want to go. And that's okay. I appreciate who they are like they appreciate who I am. And they may not want to go, but they know that I want to go so desperately that they will do anything they can to ensure that I can. And I think that's the best. That's a real friend. That's a real friend. You know, but friendships take a lot of work. It's an investment. It is, I think, the most significant relationship that you can have outside of, you know, your family. I think friendships, I'm sure I'm gonna get some backlash about this, but I think friendships are even more important than family ties. Why do I say that? I say it because friendships are chosen. You decide who you want to make your family, who you want to be in your friend circle. You decide. You didn't have any choice that you was born into a certain family. You didn't have any choice. That's just the way it was. So I feel like when you choose to have somebody in your circle, in your, in close proximity to your being, that's important. And the reason why I think it may be more important than family is just because these are people who you have decided are worthy of sharing space and time with you. We all got that cousin who you tried to be friends with, who was just jealous of you or mean to you for no good reason. I had an aunt who used to tell me when I was a kid, I hate your guts. An aunt tell me daily, I hate your guts. That's family. That was family. Okay? So I ain't never had a friend tell me that. Never. So I'm just saying it's the most important thing. And let me just talk about this. When I talk about friendships, I'm also talking about your loving relationship, with your significant other. If your significant other isn't high up on your list of friends, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Because for sure, you should be feeling like this is the best friend I've ever had. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might not get everything, but they're supposed to get the most because you're choosing to share your life with them. That's supposed to be like the big friend. Like, they passed the big friend test. Not the sometime friend test. Not the, I can hang out with this friend. I can shop with this friend. I can go to the movies with this friend. I can do the book club with this friend. Because people kind of fit into different pockets, right? Like somebody you're going to spend your life with, like, they got to be the serious friend. They got to be the friend of all friends. So I'm not saying that, your friendships should take precedence over your marriage or something. No, I'm saying that your marriage should be based in friendship. Friendship is where we learn the most about ourselves, where we learn how to employ boundaries, where we learn how to speak up for ourselves, show up for ourselves, and show up for others. Friendships are like hella important. And if we are still thinking that these things that we have online, these social media friends are friends, and you out here trying to impress people who you don't even really know and who don't even care about you, really, that's a problem. That is a problem. Okay? So I'm just saying, like, I'm team friend. I'm team best friend. I'm team long-term friend. I'm team even sometime friend. I'm team friend. Friends are everything. Don't forget it. Whether you traveling, yes, I like to travel by myself because, like I said, my friends just in general don't like to go. I mean, they like certain kinds of things. Like, I cruise with one of my friends. I cruise with her. I guess I've cruised with her maybe the most. But other friends, you might like to, like I said, shop, or you might like to do certain restaurants, or you may have friends who are into more cultural things. I feel very fortunate. If I don't have anything else in this here life, I have friends. And when I leave here, one thing I know is that they're going to be able to say that Robin was a friend to me. That's what I like. That's what I know. That's what I appreciate. My legacy is going to be that I was there for others. I showed up. And I showed out sometimes. Yes. Friendship is the best gift that you can give yourself and others, that you get to share with others. Friendship is the most important relationship that you can have. And I say that even if it's a sibling, don't just say, that's my sister, that's my brother, and that's the reason why, y'all are close. If they're not your friend, as well, there's a problem. There's nothing better than friendship. True friendship. Real friendship. Nothing. Okay? So wherever I go, I'm trying to make friends. Whatever I do, I'm trying to make friends. And when I say friends, like I said, you got to show and prove over time that you a better friend than just, here today, gone tomorrow kind of friend. But I'm saying I am always laying the foundation for friendships wherever I go. I'm trying to be the best person I can be wherever I am. And hopefully that's going to attract like people. Okay? So hats off to friendship. Like I always say, do good and be better. If you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up, a little like. Okay? Share it with your friends. Okay? And what else? Comment below. Tell me about your relationships you have, your friendships that you have that have stood the test of time. Okay? Tell me that. And of course, subscribe. Okay? Do good and be better. Ciao for now.